AskReddit by My Punches on Fire. What actors left their TV show to pursue bigger projects, and it actually worked? George Clooney left ER. Chevy Chase left SNL. Everybody leaves SNL except for Kenan Thompson. Ron Howard left Happy Days to direct and is now one of the most successful Hollywood directors of all time. Jim Carrey leaving In Living Color is an obvious one. SNL probably has a whole bunch, but I frankly could not be bothered to look up who left and who was let go. Eddie Murphy is but one good example from SNL. Nobody thought Bruce Willis could pull off being an action star. No, nobody thought Bruce Willis could be a blues singer. When that tanked, then he became an action star. George Clooney left ER, and he then went on to win multiple Oscars. George Clooney left Facts of Life, then went on to start in Return to Horror High. Margot Robbie left Neighbors and moved to LA. Seems to have worked out for her. It wasn't a 2-bit part either. She was part of the core character arcs for a few years. Neighbors gave a lot of well-known artists a start. Kylie, Jason Donovan, not quite as successful, Guy Pearce, Russell Crowe, Chris Hemsworth, Margot Robbie, Natalie Imbruglia and Amp, Delta Goodrem were all in it at one time or another. Another one who turns up a lot in American TV shows, although he probably isn't well known by a lot of people, is Allendale. Kylie Minogue left Neighbors. Went on to over 30 years of being an iconic pop artist. And started a trend of young Aussie soap actors becoming pop stars in the UK at least. Granted, Kylie did it better than anyone else. Morgan Freeman leaving the Electric Company. Freeman has said that he was so depressed during those years that the Electric Company was the only work he could get as an actor that he got drunk every night. The show Party Down died early because everyone on it, especially Jane Lynch and Amp, Adam Scott, got better paying network job offers. I remember watching Party Down because of Jane Lynch, and then she moved to do this little show called Glee. Sarah Michelle Gellar leaving All My Children. How many children did she leave you with? Sorry that happened to you. Dolly Parton left the Porter Wagoner Show in 1974 to pursue a solo career. It worked. And she wrote I Will Always Love You to express how she felt. Dwayne Johnson left WWE to become a movie actor. And a gladiator in Star Trek, Voyager, easily his best role. https://www.youtube.com/watch?duytco0qw. Steve Carell leaving The Office to pursue his film career was a genius move. He went on to deliver unforgettable performances that proved his incredible range as an actor. I mean, before that, he left being a Daily Show correspondent to work in TV as just an actor. His career trajectory is kind of crazy tbh. James McAvoy leaving Shameless. I have only seen the American version and was so confused by this comment. Leonardo DiCaprio left Growing Pains to do This Boy's Life. That was basically the start of his acting career. Taraji P. Henson getting killed off of CBS Person of Interest, itself a very good show, way ahead of its time, was the best thing that ever happened to her career. Man, was that episode ever a gut punch, though maybe one of the only times I've ever cried over TV. I binged on it a few months ago and I agree, that hurt like there was no tomorrow. Could you elaborate on what happened to her career afterwards? Kal Penn in House MD, most notably known for Harold and Amp, Kumar. He was killed off, and so 5ep20. Katniss Suicide was scripted due to actor Kal Penn's decision to accept the position of Associate Director of the White House Office of Public Liaison in President Barack Obama's administration. Ironically, he had to leave that post, albeit temporarily, because he was contractually forced to go back and do another Harold and Amp, Kumar movie. Claire Danes chose to let my so-called life end so she could focus on her film career, and ended up doing Romeo and Juliet the next year as well as several other big products. Fun fact. She turned down the role on Titanic, which paved the way for Kate Winslet to take the role. Claire Danes turned down the role because she cannot stand working with Leonardo DiCaprio because of his on-set pranks he does, that she said she hated it on Romeo and Juliet film. Robin Williams. Nanu Nanu. George Clooney is probably one of the best examples because I assume most people now associate him with movies and not with ER. It took some time, but Julianna Margulies hit it big again with The Good Wife after ER. The first thing I remember seeing George in was Roseanne. Been watching Olivia Colman since Peep Show and that Mitchell and Webb look. I believe she wasn't really in the later seasons of Peep Show. Since then I've watched her in everything from Broadchurch to Fleabag to The Crown, not to mention her films. She has a truly astonishing page on IMDb, wildly surpassing any other actor's body of work from that dainty little London show. Johnny Depp. No question about it, his career grew after leaving 21 Jump Street. Deleted. Drake left Degrassi to become what he is right now. He shoulder stayed in that wheelchair. John Travolta. Tarantino casting him in Pulp Fiction is one of my favorite stories. Almost everyone in the cast is a second or third choice. Uma Thurman and Bruce Willis weren't even on his radar, but Travolta was his second choice behind Michael Madsen. Everyone assumed this was to have the studio fight for Madsen, who asked for more money and eventually took a role in Wyatt Earp. Tarantino was actually genuinely excited for Travolta and the studio didn't want him. At that point in his career, he was seen as a washed-up sitcom star who had some musicals. Brent Spiner was all set up to be a recurring character on Night Court, but he ditched the gig when this sci-fi sequel show offered him a part. https://yahoo.be/jrlvtokzfxy?simj0xfy0u2dtwwj1l